Hey, what's going on, everybody? Verdi here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're on Destroyer's account. If you guys remember Destroyer from all of my shard pull videos, I do pull a lot of shards for him. So today we're going to actually go ahead and make an Unkillable team for him. Looking at his champions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build Vizier, Battle Khazar, Draco, Skullcrusher, and Rosh. Should be easy 2-key Ultra Nightmare and 1-key Nightmare. So the first thing we gotta do is we're gonna build Rosh. I already kind of started gearing him, and I threw a resistance. You're gonna want as much like crit rate, attack, crit damage, whatever on Rosh as you can get. But the major thing is speed, because you can get your damage from Vizier and Draco. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to give him as much speed as I can give him, not necessarily worrying about what kind of gear he has. Major focus is going to be speed here. So what he gets here, probably going to go with an attack ring. Substat attack percentage, if possible. He's got this one, this one. This one already didn't roll, so this is a 6-star. We could just go ahead and equip that. We're not going to use Lord of Steel Masteries, so we don't really have to worry about Masteries speed-wise. And now we're going to start with the bottom row here. Gloves, chest piece, and boots. Obviously, we're going to want speed boots. So he's got a crit rate glove here with 8 speed, and a crit rate glove with no speed. So we're going to go ahead and use that. And then let's go into the chest piece. Substat speed. Primary attack percentage, ideally. He's got 1 with crit rate, crit damage. We could go ahead and use that for now. Alright, and then speed boots. We're looking for 248 speed. That's going to work on Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare. 40 speed here. Okay, 189. Okay, so here I'll probably just look for the highest weapon, shield, and helmet he has. So that's what, 11 speed here, 9, 4, 13 on the helmet, 17 on this shield. So we're gonna go with the shield, 100%. That's 218. So 248. I'm missing 30 speed. 30 speed. All right. So let's give him this. That's 229. Okay. So we're at 245. I need 3. I could just glyph the 3. Or I can equip something with a little bit of more speed on the helmet. Let's see. We got 4, so that's 13. That's too much. That's 5. That's 14. 3. Let's see. Enchant. Ooh, he doesn't really have any speed glyphs. $17. But we could drop some speed here on the shield. Like this. And now we are 6 short. 6 short. Get 9, 10, says 11. So we could go ahead and go like this, because now we are 9 short. And I can get 9 right there, like so. Boom, boom. 248. So, Roche is done. Really just care about speed on him for now. I'm going to go ahead and build the rest of the characters off camera, and then I'm going to go ahead and show the full build and speeds, and then we're going to go ahead and do a run. But I kind of just wanted you to see the thought process behind gearing one of these unkillable champions, and like kind of how I break it down and what I start with and what I focus on. Obviously speed, but the way I look for it, and kind of like how I play around with the gear. Once I have everything there and I see the speed, I kind of just try to memorize what other pieces of gear are actually in the inventory and try to memorize the numbers and kind of, you know, flip them around and try to get that speed that you're looking for. The speed sets shouldn't be a problem. I've done this build before and I've used the speed sets without Laura Steele and everything was fine. So we're going to leave it like this, gear the rest of the characters, and we'll come back when that is all done. Alright, and we're back. After gearing everything up, I think at least. So Roche, as I showed before, is 248. We went and got him some masteries. You don't want Laura Steele. This could definitely mess you up. The important ones is War Master, and then we like Retribution and Deterrence for a little bit of extra damage. 248 speed. I'm going to mention it probably multiple times just so that way you guys get it. This will work on Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare. So I'm going to show a run on Ultra Nightmare, and I'll have a video that you can check right up here that is also this same team or very similar team, same speeds, that you can use on Nightmare as well. This is just the rotation is a little bit different on Nightmare than it is on Ultra Nightmare. So we're going to use Vizier, 176 speed, Roche, which we showed, Draco, 178 speed, Skullcrusher, 174 speed, and Bad Alcazar, 187 speed. So Bad Al is going to be there for the cleanse. You can use Doom Priest instead, or you can use a block debuff, something like a Jarl, or, you know, something along those lines. Okay, so for masteries on everyone besides Vizier, I went with defense and offense. This is what we did with Vizier. Now you can pretty much use this on all your clan boss characters. You go down into War Master or Giant Slayer, and then you can grab Deterrence and Retribution here in the defense string. Same thing for Skullcrusher. Actually, Skullcrusher isn't fully mastered, but it would only give us a little bit of extra damage here, and seeing as how I don't need the counter for the War Master proc because I'm not really going to be losing health, this isn't important, but you can squeeze out a little bit of extra damage if you get these counter mastery. I mean, it's only a couple 100,000, so it's not really going to make or break your team. The whole team having it though, as a whole, does add quite a bit of a boost to your damage overall. So we showed Skullcrusher, Draco, Roche, Battle, and Vizier. I'll show the speeds again after we do the run, but let's go ahead and actually run Ultra Nightmare real quick. The rotation isn't very difficult. Now, we're going to use Battle as lead because that's literally the only aura that we have. Seeing as how I didn't want to have to gimp the characters, the other characters that we're using, I'm not counting this aura when I was doing the build. So everyone has 100% crit rate, crit damage, all that good stuff. We didn't really count for the aura, and honestly, I wouldn't build around Bad L unless you're going to specifically use just those characters for that dungeon. But I recommend doing so because even on my Royal Guard, I have 75% crit rate, and I'm always complaining that I can't use my Royal Guard everywhere, especially in faction wars, because I can't use Bad L with him. So I would only gear around Bad L for very, very specific teams, very, very specific champions. Alright, so let's see. We can use Draco, then we'll use Vizier. Placement doesn't really matter. And Skullcrusher. Just make sure that he has multiple battles. I want to make sure that I got the right speeds. Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, auto. Alright, so turn 1, we Unkillable. Then we'll A1. We're going to save the cleanse for the stun turn. Oh, we got resisted. Amazing. More debuff extension, hopefully. Nope. Oh no, I messed up. Okay. That's alright, we have to manual a little bit longer anyways. You're not going to use counter here again. You have to save the counter for the stun turn. Okay. Hopefully we get some extensions here. Perfect. More poisons. Okay, more extensions here, hopefully. Perfect. Alright, so I think he's going to do the stun now. Yep. There we go. Now battle will cleanse. I think it's actually auto from here. I'm just going to do one more round of an auto. Okay, so like 1 or 2 more turns, Roche is going to cut in right after Skull Crusher, and we should be good. And right here, yep, we're good. Okay, so build's gonna work. It was honestly very easy to build because Destroyer here had some really nice gear already leveled, waiting to go. I mean, honestly, everyone besides Roche already technically had gear on, and I had to do just a little bit of adjusting to fix it. This team should definitely 2-key. And if I didn't mess up in the beginning, we would have done a little bit more damage. If you don't have Skull Crusher, you can use somebody tanky as lead, like Tyrell would work. Altan will work. Altan actually works really well because he has defense up. A Martyr also works. The team doesn't necessarily have to be exactly the same, but you need either a block debuff or a cleanse. You need somebody to eat the stun that's tanky, that's going to preferably have defense up or be really, really tanky to take the stun. And like I said, you need the block debuff or a cleanse to either cleanse the stun or the block debuff to actually not take the stun. And the reason that you don't actually want the stun is because your cooldowns will get messed up. Even with Skull Crusher, whose passive will remove the stun, his counter actually wouldn't go on cooldown. It would not count as him taking a turn. So you definitely want to prevent that. Obviously, if you don't have Draco and Vizier, you probably need to run something like Rosin and Occult Brawler or whatever. Pretty much a defense down weaken, one or the other or both. And then a Poisoner on top of it. I really like this comp because it works on Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, and it's very easy to make. You just need one fast character, and that's Rosh. And then besides that, everyone is, the highest speed character here is 187, which is honestly very easy to accomplish. But yeah, this is gonna go to turn 50, and we're already at 26 mil, so pretty easy. But yeah, pretty much any poisoner works here. Frozen Banshee is probably one of the not so good ones because you're only getting one turn of counter. So she could be a second poisoner. Like, let's say you don't have Vizier here, but you do have Draco. You could use Frozen Banshee and hope to get some extra damage from the poison sensitivity debuff that Banshee will bring. Septimus will work instead of Vizier as well. Probably use Brachus as well, just for physical damage. And he'll also make Draco do more damage because of the attack up. Only issue with Brachus is he does require a good bit of books. Zavia? Yes, Zavia can work. Zavia can work with just manual. You'd have to manual the whole run. Or just manual Zavia's turn. But you know, Zavia does great damage on the clan boss, but since they redid the AI, she will use her A3, and you don't want that. So you would have to manual. No, it's not. Detonate damage is capped on clan boss, first of all. Second of all, it does less damage to begin with. So yeah, it's no good. No bueno, senor. Yeah, dude, if you could actually blow up the clan boss, man, whew, having Zavia there at the end. But dude, no, look at it. It's got, I have 8 poisons on. 8 turn poisons. Like, that would do stupid damage. I mean, you do 10 million damage in one nuke. Like, the clan boss wouldn't be... Yeah, I used to use Elenaro. But... Yeah, no, you can't use poison bombs. Also, if you guys are wondering, the reason why Skullcrusher gets stunned, people are like, oh, how do you get Skullcrusher to get stunned? Why does he get stunned? It's because he's the only person without counterattack. So you have to make sure that when you're building your champions or whatever, you're not, the person who you're trying to take the stun isn't too high health or something like that. Because if he's not getting targeted and you don't have Skullcrusher, it's going to have something to do with your health or the buffs and debuffs on you. That's why Skullcrusher is a perfect target, is because he puts Unkillable on himself, meaning he can't be killed, so therefore you don't really have to worry about how tanky he is, and everyone else has counter, meaning nobody else will 100% get attacked. Unless, of course, it's Affinity. 47.82 million damage, very nice, easy 2-key, Ultra Nightmare. Like I said, this team will work on Nightmare as well. There was a link before on the top of the video there that you guys can click on if you're interested in checking that video out as well. Let's go ahead and check out the speeds of these characters again. It's very easy to build, like I said before. Even if we weren't building for full damage, like if Vizier didn't have any crit rate or whatever, we would still have done good damage because most of the damage comes from the debuffs. 176 speed on Vizier. Make sure that he's slower than your poisoner or debuffer if you are using Vizier. Bad L has to be the fastest, that's your cleanse. Rosh 248 masteries, counter down to War Master. Draco, same thing on the masteries, 178 speed, and Skull Crusher of 174. Same masteries, not even fully completed yet. But yeah, that's it. If you guys are having any issues building this, stop on my channel, hit me up on Discord. I'm sure that I can help you out. I think this is going to do it for today's video, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.